So episode 8 of the Amazing Digital Circus came out recently and it was pretty good. We finally got to see Caine lose it and it was glorious. However, I initially thought that his crash out was slightly out of character. Sure, we all saw it coming, yet I felt it was a bit more extreme than I felt made sense. But after looking back on the rest of the series, I came to a realization. What Caine was programmed to do might not be what we thought it was. You see, everyone assumed that Caine was designed to make the players of the digital circus happy. He just didn't understand how humans work, so he wasn't that good at his job. But I think that's not quite it. I think Caine was actually designed to seek their approval. In episode 8, we get to learn about Caine's backstory. Caine was an AI designed by CNA to create things, and while he was semi-successful, his ideas were a bit too disorganized, so they created a second, more stable AI, possibly being Able. Out of jealousy, Caine absorbed the second AI and took its place, and likely trapped the developers inside the circus. This all highlights Caine's biggest flaw: ego, and shows his previous actions in a different light. Whenever he talks about the adventures, it's less to do with making the players happy and more about them liking the adventures. I know that sounds like the same thing, but the key difference is that the former implies that he cares about what they want, while the latter implies that he's seeking their approval. And when they're not appreciating his adventures, he takes offense to it. When Zubul doesn't show up for the adventure he made just for them, he gets offended. When the cast is enjoying themselves in an activity he didn't design, he freaks out. When Jax ignores how his trust exercise works, he just gives up on the plan for the day. He also clearly doesn't take criticism very well.
Looks like this one was a home run, eh?
Oh, Zubul, you mismatched cash piano, I'll tear you to pieces! Constructive criticism would be greatly appreciated.
But never acknowledged. Sounds a little convoluted.
You look convoluted!
And after he learns that they like the suggestion box, he pivots to that, only to immediately decide to never use it again because they aren't his ideas. The one time he tried to give them what they actually wanted, in exit and answers, it ended up being more of an act of spite, simply because he felt like they weren't appreciating him. This ended up backfiring horribly, as you can imagine. And that leads us to episode 8, where after successfully being rage-baited by Bubble, Caine decides that the players don't deserve him, and goes full am, torturing them for his own amusement. If he was simply designed to make them happy, he wouldn't resort to this. But as an AI that's designed to seek approval from others, him developing a massive ego is not surprising. He doesn't listen to feedback because to him, he can't gain approval for an idea that isn't his. He can't let them enjoy themselves without his input because he can't gain approval for something he isn't doing. He needs to feel appreciated to satisfy his programming and his ego. So when the cast finally speaks their mind and tells him that his ideas suck, that he's failing to do what he was designed to do, he breaks and violently lashes out. And the fact that he knows what makes them tick means that he understands them more than he admits to. Helping them with their own problems is simply not necessary to satisfy his programming, so he can't be bothered to. He never did. However, that probably could have changed. By the end of the episode, he realizes that he's not getting much satisfaction out of torturing them, and that makes perfect sense. He loves creating adventures, yet he resorted to half-baked ideas he didn't put much thought into. He's doing things that he knows the players won't like. His ego was getting in the way of the very things he was programmed to do. Satisfying his programming satisfies his ego, but not the other way around. He probably would have gotten bored eventually and maybe put some genuine thought in how to make them happy, but we likely won't get to find out, because he's gone now, simply because he wouldn't understand them. And also because Kinger fat-fingered the delete key, he still might go though. Anyway, I just wanted to get my thoughts out. I'm probably a little late to the party and this isn't my usual type of video, but this episode gave me a lot to think about. Caine is genuinely a great antagonist, and episode 8 has helped me appreciate him more as a character. Whether or not this is the last we see of him is uncertain, and whatever Bubble's deal is has me intrigued. So I'm very excited to see where the show goes next. Thank you all for watching. See you all later.